We have also read that Virtu is reducing your office footprint in Lower Manhattan, maybe moving more of your colleagues to Florida. So how does the future of work look like?
Yeah, I think it's
working from home.
Yeah, it's a couple of things. I mean, pre-pandemic, I was not at all a fan of working from home, full disclosure. I was an old school, I grew up as a lawyer and everybody used to be in the office, and, you know, I thought it was better for collaboration and building culture. You know, my thoughts there have evolved. I think there are a great number of functions that can be done very efficiently from working at home. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, I think just from a work-life balance, particularly in the New York metro region where I've lived my entire life, we're not nearly as efficient as Singapore. I always thought we should have the congestion pricing tolls that you all have in Singapore. It would reduce the amount of traffic in Manhattan, for example. And so just getting back and forth to Lower Manhattan from the suburbs around New York is quite arduous. And so one of the epiphanies that I had in this pandemic was, rather than bring people to offices, why don't we bring offices to people? So we opened up, I don't even want to call them satellite offices, but like New York regional offices in New Jersey, in a lovely town called Short Hills, which I coincidentally live in, and a town called Purchase, New York, which is an upstate. And then we'll have a location here in New York, right? So we can have some people work from home and have others not have to travel that far to come here. And then on top of that, we have this crazy federalist system here in the United States, which means that both the U.S. government and the state governments and the local governments all tax you. And they do it in very different ways by states, as I'm sure you're familiar. So New York State right now, for the highest earners, you can be taxed as much as 11, and it's probably going to go up to 13 or 14% on top of your federal rate. Whereas you can live in Florida, which is the Sunshine State, has a great hockey team in it, and the income tax rate there is literally zero. So to give employees an option to have a better work-life balance and to get a pay increase of 12%, I said, you know what, this is an opportunity to open up a legitimate office in Florida. And so we're doing that in a town called Palm Beach Gardens, which, again, coincidentally is 4 miles from the other house I own in Florida. So it's a little selfish on my part, but ultimately we're going to have 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 employees there that will enjoy a great quality of life, be great Virtuians, and not have to write tax checks anymore to New York State or New Jersey or Connecticut.